Hi, I'm Dr. George Cromack from RenewYourself.net, and I'm here to give you a health tip today. We're going to talk about digestion. If you are not digesting, you're not combusting the food, and you're creating lots of waste products that clog up the channels, the circulatory system, the circulation, the microcirculatory channels, and your joints, leading to stiffness, lack of energy, dullness. You have to digest and combust the food you eat to get the nutrients out of it, and to minimize the metabolic waste products that are happening from incomplete or poor digestion. On the other hand, if we have great, strong digestion or digestive fire, which is called Agni, we're going to be able to eat almost anything and digest it. If you can't digest it, you can eat the best foods. They can be organic, they can be live foods, whatever. If you're not digesting it, you're going to have all kinds of problems. You've got to get your digestion straightened out. With digestion, there's a number of things we can do to increase your digestive fire over time. And boy, when you have clean digestion, you sleep better, you have more energy, your stomach feels light and empty, you feel light. It's one of the signs of health. You should have a feeling of lightness. And we're going to go over some key critical concepts that you need to understand in order to get your digestion on track. I'll give you some hints that are going to actually clean up your digestion and make you digest food better. When you digest food better, you tend to pick up less weight. You don't get fat as easily. You just feel better in general. You look better. Your eyes are clearer. Your hair is shiny, or your skin's clearer. You have better muscle tone. You just feel better in general. If you don't have good digestion, you're not going to have great health. I don't care about what you're eating or how many supplements you take. So some core concepts. We need to have our heaviest meal during the middle of the day. Eating a large meal late at night is one of the worst things you can do for your digestion and your health. The solar activity, sun is highest during noon, which stimulates the digestive fire. So eating your largest meal at lunch and eating at regular hours is really core to getting your digestion tuned in. Trying to not eat after 6 o'clock and nibbling and snacking and eating junk food and yogurt and heavier foods and processed foods late in the evening before you go to bed, one of the worst things you can do for your digestion. Other thing is, we want to have the food fresh, we want to have it organic, we want to not eat leftovers. Leftovers cause a lot of toxins to be generated. Don't be eating too much canned food, too much frozen food, processed food. We want to avoid fried food. That should be a no-brainer. Eating food saturated in hydrogenated fats, cooked at a high temperature, just makes things indigestible. Really hard on your liver, really hard on your digestion. If you're cooking food and you're not doing 100% live foods, maybe something like a little bit of quinoa, steamed vegetables. Soups are really good. If you're doing all raw foods, you can blend your vegetables up and make a soup and warm that up to about 110 degrees. It's still enzymatically alive. Eating cold food and too many salads in the winter when it gets colder can definitely interfere with digestion. One of the biggest, simplest, profound things that you do that doesn't cost any money is drinking hot, warm water throughout the day. Add a teaspoon of coriander, fennel, and cumin to that and seal it so the oils don't evaporate. And what you want to do is drink about a half cup to a cup of that every hour. Take it to work with you. And what that's going to do is it's going to flush a lot of the toxins out, and it's going to stimulate the digestive fire. You don't want to maybe do this in a hot climate in the middle of the summer, like July and August. You're not going to want to drink hot water. But the rest of the year, fall, winter, spring, what you want to do is you want to get a thermos with clean water. I like distilled water. I've talked about this on my blog. Distilled water takes out the inorganic minerals, which you cannot assimilate. So forget about the rubbish about you're going to demineralize. You don't assimilate inorganic minerals. That's like saying we're going to go outside and we're going to chew on some stone and we're going to have a nice mineral content. It doesn't work that way. The job of fruits and vegetables is to transform inorganic minerals in the dirt into organic minerals that our body can use. Another thing that we can do with your digestion is when you wake up in the morning after you clean your mouth out and brush your teeth, you want to start the morning with a big glass of warm water with a pinch of lemon and maybe a half a teaspoon of raw honey in it. Never eat cooked honey. It interferes with digestion and creates ama. Drinking that first Waiting 10-15 minutes, it's going to sweep a lot of the toxins out of your stomach. It's going to stimulate peristalsis. And then you can have your E3 Live smoothie. And then if you're still hungry 20 minutes later, you can have something else. Food combining. We don't want to get fanatical. There can be all these rules with food combining. Number one, biggest thing I found is you don't want to combine fruits with starches. In other words, you don't want to eat oatmeal and brown rice and then have a nice piece of fruit for dessert. It's going to cause fermentation. The fruit digests very quickly and easily. The starches take a long time. Move your starches into later in the day. If you're going to eat starches, have your fruit more in the morning and towards lunch, or maybe snacking in the morning. Have some E3 Live. That's going to work really well. Cut the fruit out as you move into the heavier foods. Another important thing is having your meals at regular times and sitting down and enjoying your food in a peaceful environment. That means we don't want to be eating a TV dinner. We don't want to be eating our dinner while we're watching TV. You want to sit down with your meal. You want to concentrate on chewing and feeling the flavors, tasting the flavors of the food, feeling the texture of the food, maybe some nice company, nice environment. We don't want to eat under stress. We don't want to eat rushing. We don't want to eat in the car, running down the street. Not great stuff for your digestion. These are really important concepts. A couple other points. When you're over 50, hydrochloric acid decreases, and so this can interfere with digestion, so you may want to supplement it with a little bit of HCl with your meals. Sometimes using enzymes with your meal also helps to facilitate digestion, because our enzymes, the amount of enzymes that we secrete, our enzyme pool becomes lower after the age of 50. There are digestive aids, herbal digestive Ayurvedic medicines that I have. They're not on my website, but if you email me at drgeorgecromack@hotmail.com, I'll be happy to talk to you about their specific formulas for the different types of digestive problems. Not all indigestion is the same. Also, the thing we want to think about is elimination. I think using the Ayurvedic medicine Triphala is a very good thing for your digestion. And so in my book, there's a chapter on what's called Triphala. You want to take 3 or 4 caps of that about an hour before you go to bed. Triphala is tridoshic, meaning that it can be used for all body types. It's a rasayana, or a rejuvenant, that can be used over a long period of time. It cleans away the plaque from the inside of the colon, from the cardiovascular tubing. It's good for your heart, good for your digestion, good for your elimination, and can be used over a long period of time because it's not habit forming like a laxative, for example, like senna. And getting probiotics going, that's really important part of digestion too. I like the product Synthol, which is a probiotic that's encapsulated in a way where it does not open and release until it's in your intestine, so that your digestive secretions don't inactivate it in your stomach, and it's combined with a prebiotic that opens and feeds the probiotic in your colon. If you follow the other recommendations, drinking the warm water being the most important, just phenomenal results with patients with a variety of problems, just adding on that hot water in the thermos, drinking it throughout the day, every hour. Just people think it's a little thing. It can produce just major changes in your digestion. Have regularity with your meals. Get some exercise. Get some fresh air. Eat your biggest meal at lunch. Eat fresh foods. Wait till you actually have a good, healthy appetite and you're hungry. If you follow those, you're going to notice a huge improvement in your health. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at drgeorgecromack@hotmail.com. That's Dr. George Cromack, and that's your health tip for today on digestion. I hope you have a beautiful day. Yours for health. Aloha.